Opti 3 can be stored in a standard cupboard normally, so we've tested this to be stable at ambient or normal conditions. So we know some people store it in the fridge, which is it's absolutely fine, but it doesn't need to go in the fridge. Opti 3 as a formula is suitable as is, so the full 2 capsules per day for everybody. As a recommendation, governments haven't yet set an absolute daily recommended amount for omega-3. My advice would be that for newborns up to probably 1 year old to use the equivalent of 1 capsule per day. So squeeze the oil out of 1 capsule, add it to baby's food, baby's formula, and then from that age onwards, so maybe 1 year old onwards, to move to the equivalent of 2 capsules per day. There was a lot of research done in recent years about the stability and the efficacy, so how the performance of vitamin K, and it was found that K2 outperformed K1 across the board as a nutrient. It's far more expensive, I would like to add, so it's compromised us on that front using it, but performance is everything to us. So I think if you were to research, if you were to Google K1 versus K2, there's a plethora of data as to why go to one over the other. We are registered with the FDA, but we're a UK company, so the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, is the US regulatory body. But we are registered, so they're aware of the products we have. We export under license to the US. So the answer is yes, but we're a UK company, so as a facility, we are actually under UK standards rather than FDA standards. Yes, so in the UK, we're governed by the Food Standards Agency and also the European Food Safety Authority. So that's the FSA here and the EFSA for Europe. And yes, we comply and we adhere to those regulations. So we grow our algae. It's brewed almost, I wouldn't say it's brewed, it's like a brewing process. So if you think how beer is produced, it's a similar kind of thing. So it's grown in big vats at a pharmaceutical facility. So that's rather than taking it from the sea. So basically, when the research was first done, that was with an algal strain taken from the mangrove swamps, actually. But instead of going back there every time for more algae, we were able to reuse that strain and produce our own. So the reason we do that is to have a zero impact on the environment. No, it doesn't. No, so it's a good question because it's an algae. We know some seaweeds, such as kelp, are rich in iodine, but no, Opti 3 does not contain any. It's extracted from seaweed. Well, sorry, it is a seaweed extract. Yes, so we are adding an extract of bladderwrack seaweed, but importantly, the 150 microgram dose that we state on the bottle, that's the dose of iodine in the product, not the dose of the extract in the product. No, so if you take both together, that's a daily intake of 400 international units or 10 micrograms. That's actually the recommended daily amount in some regions in the world. In Europe, the minimum is 200. But no, there's an upper safe level with vitamin D, which is thousands of times more than that amount. I would say that is a really good daily dose of vitamin D. So we've chosen the doses in all of our products based on what we're trying to achieve and what the recommended amounts are. So every nutrient in Joint V is based on governmental or European-wide or US-wide recommendations for achieving benefits for joint and bone care. Vitus Shine spray is vitamin D3 in a medium chain triglyceride material, which is from coconut. So some people take MCT now, or medium chain triglyceride, in its own right. We chose it because it's inert, so it doesn't react. It doesn't offer any negative nutritional value itself. It's just a very, very simple triglyceride It's virtually tasteless as well, so it makes it good for kids, but it also means we don't need to flavour the product. So the level is very, very small. We're looking at about 10 milligrams. Silicon dioxide it's sand, effectively. We don't just take this from the local beach. It's a very, very micronized size, and it's there to help hold the tablet together, is its role. The reason we use silicon dioxide, and you see it a lot, and it sounds far worse than it is it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't offer anything negative to the body. So it's great at holding together a tablet, but it doesn't have any negative impact. It's completely natural. Yes, it is. So the reason for that question, I think, is we used to use alpha tocopherol, which is vitamin E. We used to use that from soy because it was the only natural option available. So there may still be references online to soy within Vitus Shine, but as soon as the sunflower oil option became available, we immediately moved because obviously some people prefer to not to use soy, or there are allergens. So yes, in short, we use sunflower origin alpha tocopherol. No, it doesn't. We've basically squeezed as much as is humanly possible into our tablets for joint V. So as well as magnesium and calcium, we've got vitamin C, we've got D3, K2, we've got glucosamine and phytodroitin, our plant-based alternative to chondroitin. So when you put all that together, there's only a finite amount of room in the tablet. Otherwise, we'd literally be taking kind of horse pills. So the short answer is we've put as much as is humanly possible, and it's a decent dose. So for a daily dose to take two tablets of joint V, you're getting a decent dose of both and the whole thing. But in short, if we could add more humanly, we would. Yes, so also known as BMAA, yes we do. So we tested for all kinds of toxins that are sometimes found in algae, but it's really important to understand there's no risk of those in our algae because of where we grow it. So BMAA and other things, dioxins and PCBs, they are known toxins within the sea, within the oceans because of pollution. They're not risk items because we have the complete control, but we test anyway during the development just to be sure. So the answer is yes. There's no reason why not from a formula perspective, but it would be wrong of us to give advice on that situation because it's diabetes. So I would recommend you talk to your doctor or GP, just get some advice, but I would be very surprised if they say there's a reason why not. Okay, so carrageenan is from seaweed. It's from kelp, and it's a gum-like substance. And we use carrageenan to partly form the capsule that we use for Opti 3, the kind of soft capsule. It's a perfect alternative to gelatin. Now, there have been some concerns on the internet about carrageenan, and it's one of the areas where the internet is not helpful at all. Like looking up Google when you're feeling ill because you end up thinking you're dying. Carrageenan is perfectly safe, and it's used in hundreds of thousands of foods that you will not even know it's in, because in lots of foods they don't label things as much as we do in supplements. Carrageenan gets a bad reputation in some quarters because it's badly linked to research that was done on a compound called polygenan. Polygenan is a degraded version of carrageenan that is not even allowed to be used in foods. But polygenan as a degraded, kind of very untidy compound has got some links to health problems. But as I say, we would never use it. It's not permitted. And carrageenan wrongly gets banded with the same issues. We would not dream of using any ingredient, carrageenan or anything else, unless we were 100% satisfied that it was suitable and safe. We don't, in terms of certification, but we are halal suitable. We don't use any animal origin materials. So the way all of our processes work, we are absolutely halal compliant. We just do not go for that certification. It's Cyanocobalamin that we use, and we chose that because it is said to have, or proven to have, superior stability. We get our vitamins and minerals from plant or fermentation source wherever possible or wherever relevant. So there are some that are synthetically produced simply because that's what's available out there. So vitamin C, for instance, is synthesized because it's such a simple process to do, and it is a fraction of the cost of getting it from certain fruits and a fraction of the impact on the environment. So yes, the answer is yes, we get from plants, fermentation, absolutely wherever possible. There are one or two examples of where we use synthetic if it's the better route. So we don't currently have kosher for the products that we sell in terms of vitamins and minerals, but Vitus Shine as an ingredient we sell to other brands, and for Vitus Shine the ingredient we are kosher certified, so you will find it on the label. If you're a company, I'm assuming this question has come from a brand buying our ingredient, you will find it on the label for that ingredient. The reason we sell Vitus Shine as an ingredient to other brands is we have the world's first vegan plant source vitamin D3. We're so concerned about D3 deficiency, we're not foolish enough to think that we can conquer the world with our own brand, so we want to get rid of that deficiency. So we sell our Vitus Shine as an ingredient for anybody to use. So Joint V is specially designed to help with bone and joint ailments, and that's for people with an active lifestyle and those in later life. So I would hope and expect it to be beneficial. Again, I need to add the caveat that osteoporosis and such like, they are medicinal needs, that they are diseases, if you like. So it would be wrong of me to claim a supplement is going to cure it or offer a huge effect. Always speak to your doctor or GP to make sure you're on the correct medication. But the way we design the product, it's got proven ingredients and nutrients that we believe will help. So I would hope the answer is yes. Do try it, but please don't take my words as me making medicinal claims, because that would be wrong of me. Omega-3, the oil we produce, contains a very, very, very small amount of cholesterol, minute, but it comes literally from that omega-3, so it's directly from algae.